Atlanta's drama has gotten to a boiling point. Additionally, Rasheeda Frost and Karlie Red's friendship is formally in jeopardy. Together, these two have experienced the industry's highs and lows for many years. However, the music that has emerged on Love Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13B is unlike anything we've ever heard. We're not just discussing small-time social media backlash or a commercial dispute. We are discussing an extremely personal and devastating claim that has completely shocked the entire cast and fans. Rasheeda made a serious accusation against Karlie, accusing her of having a covert abortion, in a furious exchange that will go down in reality TV history. When Rasheeda finished speaking, the room fell silent. It wasn't only an insult in the heat of the moment. It seemed like a deliberate attack on Karlie's past and character. Rasheeda, who is often the boss chick who maintains her composure and the voice of reason, seems to have reached her breaking point. Karlie Red, the queen of messy and the person who typically has an investigation ready for everyone else, was clearly spooked on the opposite side. Fans are split on the accusation's sheer daring, tears, music, and real emotion. Is Rasheeda going too far in discussing such a private and delicate subject on camera? Or is she at last revealing something Karlie has been attempting to keep out of the public eye? We're examining the dissolution of a 10-year relationship as we delve into this unknown tale. We're delving into Season 13B's backstage operations to determine the precise cause of this explosion. The tension is at an all-time high, from the whispered rumors in Atlanta's social circles to the moment the cameras captured the consequences. Keep checking back as we dissect every aspect of this intense rivalry, the background of their conflict, and the fallout that could spell the end for Rasheeda and Karlie. Atlanta has long had a fiercely competitive environment. However, even seasoned viewers were unprepared for the degree of toxicity that was introduced in the most recent season of Love Hip Hop Atlanta. We must examine the gradual deterioration of their trust over the past several months in order to comprehend why Rasheeda would level such a serious charge against Karlie. Although they had previously referred to one another as sisters, the fissures started to appear when private discussions started to spill into the public domain. Rasheeda has always placed a high importance on loyalty, maintaining a close-knit social group and her family business behind closed doors. But ultimately, Rasheeda's fast-paced lifestyle and Karlie's reputation as the group's main informant collided in a way that was impossible to ignore. Like any other high-stakes event, the atmosphere started with elegance, pricey cocktails, music, and an underlying sense of dread. The discussion began with small complaints, particularly about Karlie's propensity to interfere with the Frost family's marital dynamics. However, the mask started to fall as the back and forth got more intense. Rasheeda reached a breaking point, asserting that Karlie's messiness was a front for her own secret life, rather than merely a characteristic of the character. It was more than just a setback for Karlie when the charge of the covert abortion was thrown across the table. A grenade was thrown into the middle of the show. Karlie's initial response was one of utter incredulity. Being the target of such an intimate and visceral accusation was a complete role reversal for a lady whose profession has been founded on knowing everyone's secrets. While the remainder of the cast sat in startled silence, the production team hurried to record the repercussions. In reality TV has a particular code. Generally speaking, some subjects are off-limits unless the individual in question brings them up. Rasheeda made it clear that she no longer cared about Karlie's safety by violating that unwritten rule. This was more than just a television program. This was a deliberate attack meant to harm Karlie where it mattered most, her reputation as a woman and mother. This particular moment's fallout extended beyond the boundaries of the filming site. The energy changed almost quickly. It was evident in the way Atlanta's other women started to pick sides. While some believed that Rasheeda was justified due to years of Karlie's interference, others thought that discussing reproductive choices was excessive, especially for a drama-heavy show. This is made even more agonizing by the historical background of their friendship. Divorces, court cases, and career changes have all affected them. The fact that it all boiled down to a heated argument over such a delicate medical and private choice is evidence of how severed their relationship really is. The hush that followed the outburst felt heavier than the shouting itself as the cameras continued to roll. For the first time in her career, Karlie appeared to shrink under the limelight, but Rasheeda stood her ground, her visage a mask of icy resolve. The words spoken were only one aspect of the betrayal. It was about the shared secrets that had been kept for years and were now being utilized as ammunition. This was the complete destruction of a 10-year partnership, not only a season's plot. As the production staff realized they were witnessing the end of an era, the tension in the room was tangible. The main architects of each other's demise were once friends who stood up for one another against every newcomer. This scene from Season 13B serves as a somber reminder that loyalty is a valuable commodity in the realm of Atlanta reality TV. A single outburst of wrath can dissolve even the strongest connections. This is about more than just who is correct or incorrect. It concerns the irreversible harm done to a friendship legacy that many believe to be unbreakable. The question now shifts from "did she say it" to "can they ever go back," since the bridge between them has been reduced to ashes. It appears that the answer is definitely no. This accusation is already having a cascading impact on their social circles, making everyone reevaluate their own stances. The evidence, the rumors, and the receipts that Rasheeda says she has in her hands become more important as we move into the next stage of this play. As the story shifts from a contentious discussion to a full-fledged information war, this is where the inquiry really starts. The story changed from the accusation itself to the why and the how after the first explosion. Nothing remains hidden on Love Hip Hop for very long. The receipts that Rasheeda claimed to have are the subject of the second section of this tale. The streets of Atlanta were alive with speculation in the days after the altercation. How was Rasheeda informed? Was Karlie's camp full of moles? Or did Karlie confide in the wrong person when she was feeling vulnerable? The plot becomes considerably worse at this point. There were rumors that the information originated from someone close to one of Karlie's ex-partners, indicating that the secret had been known in the music industry for a considerable amount of time. Ever the strategist, Karlie Redd didn't stay down for very long. She went into full defense mode, trying to undermine Rasheeda's sources while also addressing the claim's emotional impact. We witnessed a side of Karlie that is seldom seen, the side that isn't showcasing herself for the cameras during her private confessions. She discussed the brutality of using someone's past as a weapon and the breach of privacy. The audience, however, continued to be dubious. This particular claim typically has some merit in the realm of reality TV. In an off-camera debate, the stress shifted from the party's physical location to the digital realm of social media, where viewers started looking through previous episodes and interviews to see if the timeline made sense. Rasheeda, meanwhile, continued to maintain her position. She did not apologize or provide a retraction. Rather, she reaffirmed her belief that Karlie is a hypocrite who evaluates the lives of others while keeping her own skeleton-filled closet closed. This draws attention to the OG Alliance's demise, a significant element in Season 13B. The seasoned cast members remained largely unified against the newcomers for years. However, everyone has had to choose a side in this conflict between Rasheeda and Karlie. Many fans believe Rasheeda's action was low budget, a term frequently used on the program to characterize desperate or tacky behavior, which is putting the Frost boss mindset to the test. Everything else in the season was eclipsed by the subplot of the search into the reality of the matter. Whispers of the award dominated every dinner, shop opening, and studio session. The production was clouded by it. The way the creators handled the delicate subject is amazing. Despite the show's reputation for being boisterous and combative, the intense hush that ensued after the charge spoke a lot. It forced a discussion about what constitutes fair play in entertainment. Does participating in a reality show include giving up your right to privacy about your medical history? Rasheeda seems to believe that you have to be able to take it if you're going to give it out. However, the price of this music instruction could be her reputation as the group's most sophisticated member. The power balance changed once the receipts, or at least the threat of them, started to emerge. For the first time in more than 10 years, Karlie, who typically has the cards, had to play defense. In the race to discover the truth, friends turned into foes and foes into comrades. The story no longer revolved around a single incident. It concerned the moral character of two of the main stars on the show. Rasheeda's reputation will be destroyed if she is lying. Karlie's meticulously crafted image of transparency is destroyed if she is telling the truth. As the weeks passed, it became clear that both women were suffering psychologically. The way they handled the identical situations demonstrated that. The VIP areas are filled with icy looks. Additionally, the rest of the cast had to tread carefully around them. The hidden itself is not the only portion of this tale that remains untold. However, one sentence has the power to destroy 10 years of history. It became evident as the research progressed that this chapter would not have a tidy conclusion. There was already too much collateral damage, and the information that was being uncovered threatened to put many more people in danger. The line in the sand had been drawn deep by the time this phase ended. Karlie had finally been haunted by the scheme she was often accused of. But for Rasheeda, at what cost? The audience was forced to question whether destroying a sisterhood was worthwhile in the search for the truth. As we approach the last segment of this journey, we consider the long-term consequences, the unhealing wounds, and a reunion that is expected to be the most combustible in the franchise's history. Now, the future is the main concern. Will these two ever be in the same room again? Or has A-Town grown too small for them both at last? The divide between Rasheeda and Karlie changed from an abrupt explosion to a cold, premeditated conflict as the season neared its inevitable conclusion. The explosive energy that characterized their first meeting developed into a deep-seated animosity, contaminating all of their professional and group interactions. We see the accusation's long-term effects in this last part of the story. It wasn't merely a planned story point or a viral moment for the trailers. Love Hip Hop, Atlanta's DNA was drastically altered. The reunion's anticipated reconciliation appeared farther off than it had ever been. By the next filming cycle, these ladies can typically yell, toss a drink, and resume calling each other sis. Felt different though. This sounded like severing links in a permanent, jagged way. Their individual brands and companies have suffered greatly as a result of it. Rasheeda, the businesswoman who has spent years cultivating a sophisticated reputation with her media empire and boutique, had to deal with an unanticipated reaction in the music industry. Although she believed she was protecting her family from Karlie's interference, many admirers perceived the action as a betrayal of femininity and accused her of harassing a friend when she was at her most vulnerable. However, at a time when she was already mentally damaged, Karlie Red had to deal with the severe stigma and the curious gaze of the public. The storyline changed from reality TV fun to a serious debate about women's rights and the morality of disclosing someone's extremely private medical decisions. The LHHATL stage served as a microcosm for a much broader social discussion, demonstrating that genuine human suffering can still be shown on screen despite a world of scripts and produced settings. The question that plagues the production as it looks to the future is straightforward. With both of these heavyweights in the same room, will this show be able to survive? The production team is reportedly having trouble scheduling scenes where both can be present without security being on high alert. This is more than simply a small argument or animosity. It's about a complete and utter disrespect. A new, risky precedent has been set for the entire series by Rasheeda's choice to expose Karlie's personal life to the intense light of the cameras. No secret is safe and no loyalty is sacred if something this intimate is deemed fair game. Their rivalry's unwritten tale continues to be recounted in real time. However, the connection that bound the Atlanta group together for more than 10 years is currently irreparably broken. The quiet between them in these last episodes is far louder than the yelling ever was. We witness them traveling in the exact same social circles and attending the same high-profile events, but they appear to be completely unaware of one another. A friendship that once characterized the core of the Atlanta franchise comes to a somber, silent end with. The fact that the accusation was made at all is almost more important than whether it was based on complete truth or just a weaponized rumor. Words are the most powerful weapon in the high-stakes realm of reality television, and Rasheeda just fired a shot that permanently altered both Karlie's life and the show-'s legacy. The smoke has not yet cleared as the A-Town gets ready for what is expected to be the most antagonistic reunion in history. The audience is left to witness two genre icons standing on opposing sides of a chasm they designed. This contest has no winners, just a friendship legacy that has been exchanged for attention and retaliation. There is still more tension than ever. The only thing that is clear is that the world of the Frosts and the Reds will never be the same again as the cameras ultimately go black in Season 13B. For the messy Queen of the South and the Queen of Atlanta, this is the end of one era and the start of a chilly new one. The dynamic between Rasheeda and Karlie has fundamentally altered Love Hip Hop, Atlanta. But I'd like to hear from you immediately. Is it Team Karlie or Team Rasheeda? Was it excessive for Rasheeda to expose such a personal issue to the media? Or was it time for Karlie to take responsibility for her own wrongdoings? Leave a remark below. I'm reading them all, and I'd like to know which side you support in this 13B season matchup. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like this in-depth look into the unsung drama of A-Town. Every week, you discover the truth about your favorite reality stars. You won't want to miss the following set of receipts, I assure you. Activate those post alerts to be the first to know when this rivalry's next chapter is released. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you in the future one.